Many charts not shown, and that might sound harsh right now, but if you haven't invested yet, I might be able to protect you from making a mistake. Yesterday, the video was released, and 5 minutes later, the biggest news of the week comes out. Yeah, there's probably nothing you can do about it. So we're going to take a quick detailed look at them today as well, but mainly about what you should do now so you don't make the biggest mistake where probably 99% of all investors are falling for it right now. We're going to take a detailed look today. Bitcoin, Solana, Hedera, and also Ethereum. Yes, the dud is still alive. And of course, XRP. Don't worry, that will be included too. And above all, in which cycle of the bull run are we currently? So with that in mind, let's dive right in right after the intro. Today's video is brought to you by BitMEX. If you want to secure a €25 bonus right now, then check the description. There's the sign up. What can we see? We have a lot of green lines here. So first of all, the market cap has increased significantly. 4 in the green index is still at neutral. I would call this rather greedy, but let's leave it at that, even if we go further down from here. Bitcoin is now holding quite solidly above the 100K mark, currently at 102,000. And I can tell you right away what's important that we're going to see. Really big breakout. Well, then let's briefly talk about the flop Ethereum. Wow, those are some crazy numbers, it feels like. It's starting to look like Ethereum is just going to skip this bull run. Crazy values. Feels like it slowly looks like Ethereum is just going to skip this bull run. But if you have a different opinion, feel free to write to me in the comments. Anyway, let's move on because things are about to get really interesting. Fat XRP. Hey there. So, 41% in the last 7 days. What more can I say about that? I'm going to sprinkle in a few more pieces of information now. Solana has also increased significantly. BNB has gone up. Dogecoin is doing well in the double-digit percentage range, and Cardano, also very interesting. We'll take a look at that shortly. We have Avalon, Shell, and Hedera with us. So a lot has happened already. So the green numbers can be compared quite well with the growth on my channel, by the way. A big shout out. Thank you. This channel would be nothing without your support. And so here's another call to action. If you like this video, feel free to leave a free subscription and activate the bell so you don't miss any important information. And if you really like this video, feel free to leave a like. That really gets the algorithm going. I've just pulled up the coin chart for you again. Sure, leading currency. And if we take a look at this according to Fibonacci, okay, we've already left this resistance line behind us quite well. But this here, which I've marked in red, that's definitely more important because that is, I want quickly mark it here. That I was the last high. So at least if we look at the last few days, and now it's getting exciting because if we surpass that, hey friends, then the way is clear towards the all-time high. And as you can see here, we're not far from that anymore. Let's take a quick look at Cardano. It's getting exciting here again. Exciting. So I personally hold Cardano as well, but I don't want to bring too much enthusiasm into it. I'll also tell you what I'm doing now. Or rather, before you go wild with FOMO, please wait a moment until the end of this video. Here, we definitely see, okay, the resistance line has been clearly broken, and we have a very clear uptrend here. And it's getting exciting here too, because here we have the last peak. And if that gets broken through again, then it could get exciting. That will also be broken through again, then it could get exciting. But now we also have to say this. With Cardano, we're still quite a ways away from the all-time high. So it's definitely getting interesting, and everything is starting to mesh together like gears. So I'll show you right away what I want to point out. If we take a quick look at Solana as well, it's a similar game here. You can even see it according to Fibonacci. You just included the upper line here. And yes, still a resistance in play. But if we get above this, then it could be said that a breakout is happening. And well, with Hedera, it looks a bit different now. I zoomed out here on purpose. So we're very close to the last peak here. That has already been tested here. However, it will get interesting then, because then it comes here and we're talking about 2021, the last peak. Definitely interesting. And yes, then we are also heading in the right direction. All-time high is relatively solid for now. That's it for the charts. We'll get into the details of that shortly. What Use XRP has in store, which should definitely be quite bullish for the entire crypto space at first. This is announcement. And now it gets interesting. Also interesting, the news, it's getting more and more bullish. So when the reports first came out about inflation, etc., it was then said, well, let's think about it. So January interest rate cuts, no, that's off the table, but there might actually be an increase in there. Yeah, okay. And then suddenly you have here, so we're reconsidering now because the numbers, well, the inflation, it has risen, but it's risen less sharply as we expected. So it means, hey, that's a bullish signal. Yeah, okay, we can leave it that it's considered bullish. That has also led to the corresponding breakout. And everyone is, of course, in a moon boy feeling. However, one must also say here that we have to wait and see. And I just want to give you a little tip on the way. There are a ton of news out there, and I've already shown you quite a few charts. And that may sounds, but if you haven't invested yet, then stay out. Don't just throw money in now. That's where most people make the biggest mistakes. That's exactly the problem I want to talk about, because there are so many YouTubers out there who are in complete FOMO, and they are, of course, just people. If we take Cardano as an example, I would really like to tell you, you have to get in. You have to get in. Okay, now we have to say it's currently at HBAR, somewhere around, I think, 330 or something like that. There's still a bit of room left. But basically, I would definitely benefit more from pumping you up and saying, wow, get in, because I already bought in much earlier. However, also have to be realistic here. You don't know if there's going to be another price pullback here. It's very unlikely that suddenly there's just a steep drop and it keeps going up like this. No one knows what will happen on Monday, for example. And that's why you should wait until you find a clean entry. So especially the traders who are really in the market without emotions, that can definitely work. It works much easier because they know what they're doing. But especially all the retailers who are completely driven by emotions are now flooding into this market. Now, too late. You should have just invested in the best case when the market is somewhere here. But unfortunately, no one cared there. That's exactly the problem. And very few actually got in back then. And that's why I can only give you the earnest advice. Otherwise, I'll just mess it up like this. Can I just give you the earnest advice? Stay on it, watch the market, see what news is coming. But think about your investment before it skyrockets. So, Sophie, just a quick appeal at this point. Now let's get to the other news, and they are just coming in. XRP has been added very positively. And I have some current news for you. XRP is more popular than Bitcoin, at least in terms of trading volume. Now, there are some moon boys out there who say, yes, XRP will definitely overtake Bitcoin easily. It's just a matter of time. Let's wait and see. Definitely when it comes to trading volume, that's quite impressive on Coinbase in this case. We're talking about over 1.7 billion US dollars. That's quite a statement considering Bitcoin was at 1.3 billion US dollars, which isn't too bad either. But what is the reason for all this? There are rumors about serves, and New York Post released something yesterday what really filled the crypto space. Revive it. Not just Bitcoin is being talked about now. Hold on, Bitcoin and reserves haven't been addressed yet, but that's okay. Now let's talk directly about USDC, Solana, and XRP. I also posted a tweet about that yesterday. I hope that means today, like, yeah, okay. So you know what I mean? And I talked about that and just want to express bit of my skepticism, because we all remember the last Fed interest rate decision on December 18, 2024. Oh, there's a typo in there. Before the next one says that's misspelled. So that's just the topic. There, poll was completely off. In other words, we shouldn't hold Bitcoin, or we want to hold it, and there need to be some legal changes for that. And we've also learned that these Bitcoin reserves might take quite a while to materialize. Yeah, guys, seriously. And then you think that the reserves in Ripple and Solana and, well, USDC for that matter will come in right away. And we have also learned that these Bitcoin reserves are likely to be delayed for quite some time. Yes, seriously, people. And then you think that the reserves in Ripple and Solana and, well, USDC will come immediately. But especially the first two currencies, we should try to keep the emotions out of the market a bit. So, sorry about that. If you want FOMO, then please go to another channel. But just want to share that with you. So, let's discuss that in the comments as well. Feel free to write that down below. But to be honest, I'm a bit skeptical about this statement now. And here, I just want to bring this up again. There are whales out there. So we had the last one. It's almost been forgotten. The last pump in XRP. They were still considering that. And then we got the info. Yeah, we all bought in and so on. Now the thing has been pumped up quite a bit again. So I don't want to imply that these whales might have had information about the news coming out. That they might have had information about it. That this news is coming out about the possible reserves. Who knows? No idea. Maybe it was in the side trading. Anyway, they went in there. And now the market has shot up even further. Yeah. But usually the whales want to cash out at some point too. And it's pretty wild when you look at this here. Even when you look at the 7-day view, if you take a look at the monthly view here as well. So, friends, really crazy. We were just over $1 below that value 4 weeks ago. That's why I'm making the appeal again. If you're not investing in XRP right now, then think it over or give it some thought about what I talked about yesterday. How you can increase your XRP without any risk. If you haven't seen the video yet, feel free to click in here. And I now ask everyone together, everyone, quick breath in and out again. This is mainly directed at the Ripple fans because I know that if I share this opinion that I'm about to tell you, there will be hate. Please be nice in the comments. It would be really great because I don't think that XRP is just going to make 10x from this point right now. Why? So we have a market cap of nearly 200 billion. If we look down here now, it's pretty diluted. Why? Because only just over half of all tokens are actually in circulation. Now let's take a look at a report from Statista that's publicly available, analyzing the largest companies we have on this planet. And let's go a bit further down and check around the 200 mark and see, oh, for example, we have Amex here. Now let's go a bit further down. Donald playing here, for example, with IBM. We have Shell, which is further down. Also Walt Disney, by the way. Goldman Sachs, they must be lurking around here somewhere. So all in all, friends, let's please stay realistic. XRP is currently exactly at... So at this level, folks, just to put it in perspective, let's take 330. If we want to reach 660, then we would need nearly 100 billion in market cap. So that would be a comparison. If we take a look into this range here, we would be around. So for example, we will talk about Netflix or Bank of America. So I just don't know. But as I said, feel free to discuss in the comments. Just write it down. Now let's take a quick look further because I just said something wild. I'm not investing in that anymore and definitely don't do that. But first, in which cycle of the bull run are we currently? And where should you maybe still invest? Or can you still play something? And I'll explain that to you now. So I've excluded the total market cap for you here. Bitcoin and Ethereum. Well, Ethereum, let's leave that aside. But okay, I've pulled that out for you and I've just left the drawing in. that have up to date. In the video, before, I don't know, a week or two ago. And what do you see here? You see here, first of all, a drawing where I've marked the last peak. And at that time, this wasn't here yet. I pointed that out again. Theoretically, we would be right at the upper limit of our downtrend, which could then be broken. And then it could go steeply upwards. Could be, it didn't happen. It went up, then a pullback, tested again. And it went up. And I don't want to create too much of a crazy atmosphere here. But we have here in the blue vertical line, Donald Trump is running. So it's US president. And then we have here exactly EY. It could turn out just right. But we don't know if that value is really exceeded. Friends, then it could really take off in the altcoin sector. And with that, let's get to the main point. So what cycle are we currently in? Because if you take a closer look at the whole thing here, and I specifically paid attention to that now, so we have an increase in the Bitcoin price and we have an increase in the altcoin prices or the altcoins. So theoretically, we should be here. Now the question is, the dominance is increasing. And at this point, one should say, it's always dependent, of course. As I look at the chart, well, as is often the case, often those chaos prophets out there show some charts of, I bought the idiot here earlier and stuff. Yeah, and in the end, the price lost 99.9% beforehand. So maybe it will be 5% up. If I only show the time frame, then it looks really nice. In any case, aside from that, I would already let myself be hinted at. Because you have a decreasing Bitcoin dominance here on the yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily charts. So from that perspective, I don't want to put too much emphasis on it because these cycles should naturally repeat themselves. But purely, tendentially, we should be this cycle. And what does that tell us? We would be loud. This evaluation is definitely not in the cycle where all altcoins go parabolic. Now, of course, some might say again, but then I'd rather invest now because here we're only going to see sideways movement. And then comes the parabolic rise. I wouldn't be so sure about that right now. So I'll be honest with you, as a trader, you can look for an entry there. Personally, I would suggest you to look into some small caps. Of course, there's more risk involved, but anyone who already has a few small caps in their portfolio, I have that. Mostly, for example, you don't really notice the big movement yet. So it's not like it is with the large cap altcoins except for Ethereum. But, okay, as I said, maybe the bull run will be put on hold for a while. But when I look at Ripple, I mean XRP, and when I look at Solana, HBAR, Cardano, and so on, you can really see that there's some serious momentum behind them now, and that's the danger again. That many fall into FOMO and throw their capital in right now, and thus the earlier investors are being financed. I know the reach of this channel isn't that big yet, so definitely not everyone will see this video, and I'm sure a lot of people will still burn a lot of money here. But if you're watching this video and have made it this far, then maybe I can save you from making a mistake. And I think that's definitely everything for today. I'm very curious what you think of this video, what your opinion is. Or do you think the same? Yes, hold XRP at least until it hits $10. And it's going to rise much, 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 much higher and not even take out the initial investment. I'm very curious about that, but I've learned from the last bull run and from a few years of crypto experience. Be conservative with such information. Think rationally, even if everyone else is being irrational. And act with caution, with expertise, and without emotion. I think that was enough for now. So if you like this video up to this point, if you have a different opinion, if you share my opinion, I look forward to a comment down here. If you really liked it, then leave a like. And finally, I can only give you this tip. That sounds a bit too extreme, too hype-like, considering I wanted to keep everyone grounded. Feel free to check out this video because I'll actually show you how you have a chance to become a crypto millionaire. So I'm curious what you think about it. Feel free to write something about it there as well. Otherwise, we'll see each other in the next video tomorrow. Until then, all the best. Stop.